हेलो एंड वेलकम टू एक मुलाकात। आज हमारे साथ है भाई चुंगुटिया जो इस देश के नेशनल फुटबॉल कैप्टन रह चुके हैं और आज हम इनको वाइस प्रेसिडेंट हामरू सिक्किम के तौर पे भी जानते हैं। आइए स्वागत करते हैं इनका। वेलकम भाई चुंग। My first question is, you have been earlier associated with Trinamool Congress and you have contested from Darjeeling. So you basically started your political career from West Bengal and not your hometown. So
no, I think I'd lived in Calcutta for last 20 years, and after retirement, I had retired from playing football. So the opportunity came in. I was offered, to fight for it. Though it was more of a celebrity kind of a
from
ticket
Trinamool Congress.
from Trinamool. It was a last minute and a kind of celebrity kind of a thing which was given. So for me, I think it was very good experience, and obviously it was always a difficult difficult place to fight for, especially when you are fighting from a ticket from TMC and to fight in Darjeeling on different issues. But I just wanted to see the political thing, which I've been following politics over during my entire football career as well.
Okay.
So it was a good learning process. Obviously, in life there are things which you decide and you learn out of it.
So you had decided back then?
It wasn't a
That you would
planned
be-
thing.
yeah.
It wasn't a planned in terms of I wanted to fight. It was just that I'd been there, I'd played there, and then suddenly TMC offered me in the last moment, and yeah, it was. I would not say I was prepared. I was not prepared as well. I said, why not? Let's see.
So during your time with TMC, you have been very vocal of Gorkhaland agitation or the Gorkhaland demand. So you have said that separate Gorkhaland is necessary to permanently resolve the hills problem. So do you
No,
still stand by that?
I still stand by it, because when I was even as a TMC leader, I did say that it's a issue which they've been raising it, and they definitely deserve the demand what they've been having. So, but I think over the years the Gorkhaland is not resolved. So I think now people in the hills as well will have to rethink and maybe try and have a different strategy. I think they need to also maybe think of our union territory. But I strongly said even when I was in TMC that they need to start having build relationship with the intellectual Bengalis, even build relationship with Trinamool Congress party leaders, so that you can't get a statehood by doing 1 month 2 months of strike and band and having a lot of violence in it. I think you need to now try and change, because there's been a lot of violence for Gorkhaland, and it's not succeeded in
Basically, you're not
getting a
supporting the
separate
violence,
state.
yeah.
So I think now they need to change the strategy, and one of the strategies also try and win the hearts of Bengalis, and also try and win the hearts of intellectual Bengalis, because look at Telangana. Telangana did happen because a lot of people in Andhra Pradesh that time did support and so I think the strategy might have to change. I'm not expert on it, but maybe they could think of union territory as well.
So you have launched your party Hamru Sikkim on 31st of May. Your party still does not have that face or front runner as of right now. So what is the hesitation of yours to become
No,
one?
I think we want to have a collective leadership. We don't want to have one man the way
But
right
do you
now.
think the party will survive like
I think it will survive. It's something different which we want to give it to people of Sikkim, because I think they have seen one man rule and control everything in Sikkim for the last 25 years. You've got party president, same person, chief minister, same person, home minister, same person, finance minister, same. So I think there is a kind of thing where a one single person, Mr. Pawan Kumar Chamling, wants to control everything, and that is what we want to change. We are not here to change individual person or the party. We are here to change the system. So I think what we want as a party as well, we want one post, one man, one post, and in fact we got in our constitution as well, no single person is going to have more than 2 terms as a panchayat, as a party president, or as a MLA, CM, or a minister. So we've kept that as well. I think 2-term policy in United States have worked so well. We want to bring that in Sikkim as well, so that people don't get greedy with their chair and the position what they have.
What about women reservation? Like in your party, if you talk about it.
We would love to have our women leading the party, and in fact we hope, and I personally hope one day that Sikkim should be ruled by a woman, and we need to have a CM who can be a woman. I think women coming into politics is something which we want as our party, and it's not easy because I can understand women.
But
has a
even
lot
if
of problem.
we look at your party vice presidentship,
Yeah, we've
I
just
don't
got
think
2
there's-
women. We wanted 20 women vice president more than the men, but they
the
also need to
wanting
come
is
out.
not enough for like.
It's not enough because you need to come out as well. Women needs to come out. I think what is happening in Sikkim, and not just Sikkim, I think in India as a whole, I think our women are great. They have got good qualities, but I think they are controlled either by their parents or either by if they're married, by their husband, and they tend to hesitate a bit to come out into politics because
You're
obviously
talking about Sikkim.
I'm talking about
specifically.
Sikkim as well as India, and mostly Sikkim because I think they look as politics as a very dirty and very it's not a great profession to be in. And I think if that mentality is changed and they think that they can come into and try and change the
How are you going to change it?
We would want to see women come and lead, and we want if we have 20 vice president, I want 15 of them to be women, but the women of Sikkim will have to come forward and take the lead. But right now in Sikkim, I think women is only used by the Sikkim Democratic Front to do rallies, listen to their vasan, but they're not letting women come and lead it. They've got only 3 MLAs. SDF has been ruling for 25 years. They could have at least in the next, after 25 years, they need to have at least minimum
So if
16
your party
MLAs.
comes to power, can you guarantee us?
I definitely would guarantee that we want to
How
have more.
much? Like,
We want women to lead, but as I said, they need to come forward. We can't, as a party as well, we are fighting election to win.
okay.
So if women don't come, and educated women, women who can lead, women we can give it back to the society, don't come forward, then it becomes very, very difficult. You all should come back and contribute and come into politics in Sikkim as well.
So moving on. So one of your party's agenda is to ensure 24 hours continuous power supply.
Yes.
So Prime Minister Narendra Modi in April last announced that nation as 100% electrified, and in northeast Manipur's Lesang village became the last village to have that. Where does Sikkim stand?
I think Sikkim has a great opportunity, great potential to produce electricity and have a supply of 24-hour electricity, because right now the government of Sikkim has passed around 30 to 40 hydel power projects. They have sanctioned it. We produce electricity which has been sold outside the state. So I think if
Can you give us statistics for that?
I can't give you exact stats, but I know for sure, and if you do an RTA as well, I think Sikkim does produce, and they are selling electricity outside the state. But within the state, there's huge problem with electricity. We don't get, if there's any thunder, the electricity is gone for 2-3 days.
How are you going
And
to
also,
work on that?
I think there are ways to work it. I think the production is there. You need to get better transmission. And I think if you see that priority is given to Sikkim and the people of Sikkim, you would do it. Right now, I think the priority is given to sell and make revenue. And also, I think a lot of the power projects which was sanctioned by the Pawan Kumar Chamling government did not go according to what he wanted, because I think that's where he's lost in terms of governance. Because when as a CM, to win election is not a major thing. You win it by a lot of other things, but to govern it, I think he's failed it majorly.
Can you specify a lot of other things?
I think to govern he's really failed it, because if you look at the power supply and the hydel power project, I think he's given it to a lot of private companies which had no experience. I think the state governments stayed there as a guarantee there. They've not been able to produce, and they've not been able to in fact finish it as well. So when it comes to really governing and running the state in that higher level, I think he's got no idea, and he's failed miserably. I think just giving piglets and pressure cooker is going to win you votes, but to run the state, generate revenue on a MNC, dealing with MNC companies and getting revenue to the state in a bigger way, I think that's where he really lacks and has failed miserably.
Okay. Let's talk about unemployment in the state.
Yeah.
In Northeast generally, I mean, it has been a major issue, unemployment, right? Time and again, politicians have made promises, which is
So that is true, and we've been made promise for the last 25 years, and they've failed it miserably. I think we are tired of the promises now. 25 years we've
Your
really
solution
waited.
to it.
So that's what I'm saying. 25 years Sikkim. So we've waited with the government, SDF government. 25 years they've been ruling, promised and promised and promised, never delivered it. If you look at state of Sikkim, we've just got 6 lakh people, which is not many. And you know, unemployment is now I think almost number 1. I think we were number 2, but by now it must have reached number 1 as well. And it's not very difficult. We've got private MNC companies from pharmaceutical hydropower projects coming in. The job opportunities for the younger generation is not been able to create. So I think you can't compare Northeast other Northeast states with Sikkim, because Sikkim is a little different from the other Northeast states in terms of population, in terms of opportunities.
So do you think
in terms
Sikkim
of
is
peace.
little better than the other Northeast
In
states?
terms of definitely yes, because you don't have violence as much as what you have in other states like Manipur, Nagaland, Assam. You know, Sikkim is much more peaceful that way. Despite that, you've got one of the best budget that comes to Sikkim in terms of per capita. If you look at the population, we get quite well funded. You know, Sikkim is quite well funded. Despite that as well, I think we've not been able to deliver jobs, and there's huge unemployment is again one of the biggest failure.
It's time for a short break. We'll be right back.